text messaging on drug testing. So our participants are now receiving, the ones that have phones are receiving text messages stating if their color's called or not called. And then we also communicate through that with our participants as well.
How's it working?
I mean, it's going pretty good.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept that report?
Second.
You got that in the minutes? It's going pretty good? Okay. And then all in favor, say aye. And then on the website tracking, I can't imagine there's anything for us to report on that. Okay. Now report item 8, Mr. Raditz.
I just mentioned it before that we do have the diversion hub, and we're paying them every month once we receive a bill, and it goes through regular channels in the county.
Okay. Is there a motion for that report?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any citizens to be heard before this board? Hearing no public comments, any board comments? If not, is there any new business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, we got the drug court.
I want to move through drug court as fast as we can. I'm really looking forward to it.
Anything that keeps the treasurer motivated to move through. All right, I'll call it to order. It with a roll call. Mr. Sullivan.
Mike Sullivan for Oklahoma County Court Clerk 3-1.
Jim Anderson for Sheriff Tommy Johnson.
Bob Roberts, public defender.
Steve Huddleston, DA's office.
Butch Freeman for Butch Freeman.
Brian Mon, and this was properly posted on March 15th. Is there a motion for the minutes of December 2nd and January 13th?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. The drug court statistical report.
Gentlemen and lady, I apologize. I'll have this sent out for your meeting in the future.
Is there a motion to accept this into the record?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Proceed to tell us what you handed us.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Participants in the drug court program. We have 391 that are active right now. 13 are active but in custody. 5 are pending new charges. 3 females are serving 6-month DOC sanctions, while 13 males are serving 6-month DOC sanctions. This is probably the lowest count that we've had first. Only 4 females and 1 male right now. We usually have around 7 or 8 males there right now. We currently have 127 participants that are AWOL. With the nut and bolt stats, I wanted to talk about something that's not on this paper, but the Arnell Foundation donated $40,000 to us. And Madison was able to implement that into using it for indigent participants, mainly that are incarcerated, to pay for their first 23 UAs. We've got a lot of people coming off the streets, incarcerated, absolutely have nothing, and we're asking them to immediately start paying for their UA. We're setting them up for failure right off the bat. So this is a great new thing that we got going on. NPC research, we've got some consultants coming out that are going to help us better really structure the program. We're really hopeful that it will increase our high risk, high need population, which that increases our funding with the Department of Mental Health. But also, we're hopeful that that will lower recidivism rate as well. Amnesty Week was a huge success. Of the 11 people, 9 of them are still engaged in the program. Only 2 have gone AWOL since then. And we did learn a lot of new things. It was an unprecedented event. So we had a few things that we had learned from our mistakes, but we're going to get better in the future on that. So we're hopeful that we can do that again. Fentanyl testing. We also implemented better fentanyl testing. This is a huge problem. This is affecting every demographic in our nation. And also, we lost a couple of people this last winter strictly to fentanyl overdoses. And so we've started to up our fentanyl testing. We've asked all of our providers to give us the core people that they feel that we need to test for fentanyl because it is expensive to test for fentanyl. There's still a lot of science that needs to be done behind it. But that's where we're at.
or questions?
Yeah, let me just make it clear what the record is, because people watch this and whatever. The Arnell Foundation actually donated it to the Community Foundation of Oklahoma. The check that we got was from the Community Foundation, and the deposit was from the Community Foundation, not the Arnell Foundation. So if somebody's looking for a $40,000 check deposited to the drug court fund from the Arnell Foundation, it was not deposited. One was from the Community Foundation. So I just wanted everybody to know that, because people watch this and people look and they'll see, where's the $40,000 checks? It did not come, the Arnell Foundation donated it to the Community Foundation. But since that's where the check came from, that's where we need to show.
What happens on the 127 AWOL? What happened when the AWOL shows up?
When they do show up, well, during amnesty week, we had that period, there were some stipulations took place by the DA's office. If they were AWOL for less than a year, the stipulations didn't really apply to them as much. They had to do, like, I think, 3 days of shine, had to put a GPS monitor on for 30 days. If they were AWOL for more than a year, the stipulation was if you go AWOL again, that's it.
What do you mean that's it?
If you get picked up again on your warrant, you are revoked from the program.
And you're gonna go straight to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you used to do when you were in the military? Graduated sanction?
No, we just shot him. So there was no seconds.
They don't need bullets now, they got fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
killing them more than bullets. All right, well, thanks to Miss Arnall. Certainly appreciate her support and Community Foundation for doing that. If you could email me the details of that, I'll make sure that I at least send her a thank you note, and probably would encourage the rest of the board to think about doing that too. Okay, is there a motion to accept this report?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Where does that leave us now?
Number 3.
Yeah, we're gonna-
Okay, is that kind of a blended report, or is that need to be independently reported by somebody else? Item 3,
I'm sorry.
item 3, is there
I-
more than what he just shared?
There's no change,
It's
well,
kind of-
other than, like I said, we got a door for the, county installed the door for, in, their offices, to give them a little more privacy when they were talking to individuals. We appreciate maintenance's, quick, jump in getting it done.
Okay, there's no report then. Item 4, what about, drug court, closed
no-
files?
We still have files over in Rick Warren's office, and they're secure and whatever. We do have to, when the coordinator has time, he's probably gonna have to go over there, because the files that are over 10 years old can be shredded and gotten rid of.
Do we need assistance with that again?
Oh, we would love it, I'm sure, yeah. Probably sometime this summer.
Okay, well, if you'll just get with me on that.
That'd be great, thank you.
Okay. I guess that's a report. Somebody want to give a motion to accept it?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Did you kind of already cover the AWOLs there? You kind of got them all for us, didn't you? So, all inclusive in the previous motion. And then the budget report, Mr. Rabbits.
You can see the, transfer of, the $204,000, which, we had in that account, and we followed the direction of the legislature and did that. Also, it doesn't show, it shows the 40,000, it just doesn't show who we got it from as a deposit in the user fee account, on 12/17, I'm sorry, 12/21. But, that's the account. We worked with the department, the county clerk's office, and, before Kelly Helmy retired, she made sure there was enough money in the 1280 account that we could use for Munis to pay the employees through the end of the year and, order whatever supplies and pay the, fee on the, copier. So all that was done.
So you're in good shape.
That's the report.
You're in good shape then.
We're in good shape with the money, yeah.
Don't hear that very often. Okay, is there a motion?
I got a question first. Okay, this deposit from the mental health substance abuse on February 11th, $53,000 deposit down at the very bottom of the sheet. What's the story on that?
3,385.
No, 53,250, very bottom line on your 1281 report.
Yeah, that's the money we get, every other month that we bill. My office bills the Department of Mental Health for, what they've contracted with regarding the program. We get around 360 a year based on the number of participants we have in the program, and they have the right to adjust, I think 3 times or 4 times a year. They may only adjust twice a year. They have the right to do it 4 times.
We may have to have Bob negotiate on the juvie. Good God, this guy collects it all.
Okay,
If I was negotiating on your juvie, we'd be in district court real quick because they don't like to cooperate.
I'm sure Mr. Huddleston will say we're off the agenda item. Okay, so is there a motion now that your question's been answered?
Yep, I move that we accept the user fee report as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same thing with the cloud-based software, probably nothing else to say about it.
No.
Okay. No report, any citizens to be before this board, any board comments? Hearing none either, is there any new business?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Final meeting. Veterans Board. Call to order. I'll start the roll call with the treasurer.
Here, Butch Freeman, County Treasurer.
Steve Huddleston, DA's office.
Bob Rabbit, Public Defender.
Jim Anderson for Sheriff Tommy John.
Mike Sullivan, Rich Warren, Oklahoma County Court.
Brian Mark. The meeting was properly posted on March 15th. Is there a motion for the minutes of December 2nd and January 13th?
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, to discussion on the program status.
I've lost interest in this now.
You thought it was good the first time, just wait for the second.
I've already,
If you guys would like, I'll go through it again, but I heard it the first time. Were there any questions about the numbers on the program?
Hearing none, is there any other questions of him further? Okay, thank you very much.
I have one thing I like. We were trying to come up with a process to properly collect IOUs for Veterans Treatment Court. We already have this process in place for drug court, mental health court. I believe was go have it for drug court. We're just trying to make sure that we do this correctly. We're already paying out the IOUs, but we just don't have the process in place to pay it back in. So I was kind of trying to field suggestions on how we can get this accomplished.
Steve, can we talk about that now? Probably not.
No, what we talked about was whether or not we need
I meant on the agenda with the agenda item. Is it beyond the scope of the item, you think?
I think it's
Probably.
within the report.
Okay. I just want to be sure. All right, go ahead.
we were talking about opening up a specific account for vet treatment court, not vet diversion. We have an account for vet diversion through the DA's office.
We have the treatment report right here.
But do we have a specific account for vet treatment?
Yes.
Says
We
so.
set it up 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
And
Now,
all-
what we're trying to do is figure out a way, a proper way to, when these people in the program want to pay back, do they come straight to?
I thought you and I talked about this, Cause I talked with Butch about
Well,
it.
I don't think we ever got to the point of what exactly we needed to do. We talked about different scenarios.
Remember, I said if we took the money once a week, we could deposit it directly in the treasurer's account, and it's 1284.
Okay, but taking the money once a week through what process? In other words, did the DA's office take the money to, I mean, do we take it?
Are we talking about cash or are we talking, a check?
Well, it would be both.
Who's taking it now?
We're not
We're
taking.
not taking it.
I think my idea was that if you could walk them down once a week to the treasurer's office, they could deposit the money in the 1284. That's something.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Take the participant directly to.
Yeah, that would be the easiest thing.
Okay.
Just, he would get with, Christie, Butch as to which.
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, oh yeah, Christie'd be the one to work. What's the 1284?
It's the last page, it's the,
Then what?
no, it's not 1284.
It's 60,
It's
45.
6045.
Okay, all right.
I can't see. Yeah, we've had this account since July,
Since the, yeah.
because we're getting money every month from the department, or every quarter from the Department of Mental Health for this program.
Okay.
All right, so let's go back to Steve's question now. So who's gonna physically collect this and then bring it down to the treasurer's office on a weekly basis or whatever?
He would walk the person down.
He would walk the person down.
How many persons would he be walking down?
Good question. It would definitely vary from week to week. I mean, there's no way of telling who's gonna have money.
How many people you talk?
I'd say under 10.
110.
Under.
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 I can't hear it.
I know.
What's that? Here, hearing aid, all on one.
Okay, I'm both in. It's the ones that you paid $7,000 for from Oklahoma County. I was your first guinea pig, and it obviously didn't work real well.
I hope he literally runs into my car in the basement since he parks right next to me.
Okay, so nobody, we're going to be the one collecting the money. It's going to be made.
they'd be depositing money. Yeah, he'd keep track of who the people are. You wouldn't even have to keep track of it.
Then what am I going to do? Which I like this, but what am I going to do?
You're gonna take the money and put it in this account?
But why does a guy have to be there if you've already taken the money? I don't understand.
We don't want him
But
carrying.
we don't want the coordinator or
Touching the
somebody
money.
in the DA's office.
Touching the money. So we're gonna be the only ones, my office is gonna be the only ones touching the money, and you're gonna bring them down there. Did you talk to Christie?
What I did, like 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay, I'd like to have this item on the agenda, and I'm not, and in fact, we may give it a shot right now, but I would like to be sure this item's on the agenda. I really do need to talk to Christie. I'm not comfortable in us being the first one that touches the money. You know, normally you all collect it. And then, and I have my accounts also on collect. Anyway,
Well, like on the user fee account, which we can't use because it's the same code. On the user fee account, they walk into Rick's office with the money and he just,
and that's standard, I don't have a problem with that.
Court clerk will be back for the next meeting.
Okay,
Anyway.
well, we'll put it on the next.
Yeah, let's put it on the next agenda and I mean, if we have, come up. In fact, I mean, go ahead and do it like you're talking about. Would you bring them down there and whatnot?
Then well, we're gonna need a specific agenda worded item on it. I know Aaron Etherington's answer to this, whether you wanna
Yes.
say it or not, and so we'll be clear about it next meeting. I'll get you wording. Thank you. All right, is there a motion to accept his report?
Motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this is about the creating accounts. I mean, maybe this item would cover it.
This right
actually.
here is the item that we need, yes, it is. The accounts
It
and our
doesn't have
such
to have,
accounts.
we can just be generic about it, don't have to put any kind of what account we're creating. That's
Yeah.
pretty broadly worded.
I think on this one, I'd like to table this agenda item to next month. Because I think that's exactly the agenda item that, my personal opinion, that we need.
And that's my fault. We need to change, or we need to add an agenda item which says the same thing, that the drug court and the mental health court, we get discussion and possible action for budget report regarding veterans treatment court.
Okay.
That needs to be in there. I didn't realize it wasn't
Okay,
when I looked at it.
well, there's no action we need to take on item 3, is that right?
That's right.
So moving on, 4, that's the website, we also have no action to take. Any citizens to be heard before this final board? If not, is there any board comments?
I just attached, since it's not part of the agenda, but on the back page of the Veterans Treatment Court Administrative Fund, the monies that are currently there, which is pursuant to a contract, a federal grant, where we pay for drug testing, where we pay for reimbursement for the district attorney and for the public defender. It's a different amount. And then where we pay for sending the specialty court individuals to the national conference. That's all part of the contract that Cat Burke worked out with the Department of Mental Health before so she left the office, and that was what the federal government gave us. My understanding it's a 3-year grant, right?
Okay, any other board comments?
Yeah, what, did we do item number 5? Did we need to do item number 5?
I don't have a number 5. Which agenda are you on?
I have no idea, but there is an item number 5.
We are on the Veterans Treatment Court Advisory Board.
That's what I'm looking at.
You have a 5
I
on
think you're
there?
looking at the minutes.
You all, I just wanted to be sure.
I appreciate you being thorough. Any new business?
Thank you for your appreciation.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Thanks to you. Going through all
Run me a card, Jim. Last year,
that.
225. It's all gonna call it a W over using it as a real card. Yeah, that's my.
Okay, so, just since you chaired this,
I don't know. I
from
heard.
now on, I'm supposed to have changes. I can no longer
We
take
think
verbal
the
changes.
hardware's gonna be in place
Okay.
this week. Then we have training done for staff.
Legal have recommended reasons.
Okay.
I don't know how or who wants to handle that.
Okay, Bob, she's been given new rules. She has to have requests for an agenda item change submitted in writing so that we get it exactly like you want.
You know.
Are you able to email it to
Okay,
her?
and then and then I gotta do it in writing to strike stuff, so we don't need to be talking about the space.
I think we can strike that website thing too.
So.
So then we should have made a motion to strike it if it's needed,
Okay. We'll do it next
but
week.
that's fine, yeah.
So they're saying that anything that was on the agenda that wasn't acted on just lives in perpetuity until somebody takes it in writing action? Is what-
I think she's
It's
got
more
an
the, it's
administrative.
more
Here's
the
something.
addition
Oh.
to, it's just the addition
Once
to, so if
every
we're adding a new item or changing wording on something,
We're
it's
gonna
so
start
that
working up on six.
so that it's legally
What
correct.
We're
I'm
gonna
not
start
liable.
working up on six. Guess they didn't want it.
I don't think it's striking.
I can't find anybody to work.
Unreal.
Mechanics, I was talking to.
Well, I-
Meeting for the state chamber. You're talking about the workforce, there's all the shortages.
No, I
Common
just-
positions, cannot find it. It's a easy.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't get it. It took 3 months to replace the secretary, and we got a receptionist leaving. How for the decent salary? You know, it's like,
Just so that we're on the same page.
Thank y'all.
CYA.
Right.
Get this. The report said, when the meeting started.
You can send it to me.
you guys used to take the drug court, yeah, from the small. We did, they took it over, the only reason I got tired of it, because our student coordinator was holding it for months. And they, and she wouldn't do it. I don't think it's a problem. Look, you guys used to
How's
take
the new job?
our credits, we come out, and every day, I used to take.
Yeah, but
Well, that's where you
the
start.
drug court.
Yeah.
See, they're just like any one of my other deposits. So they take the cash and then they bring the cash to us and when we receive
that?
all of that.
Okay. Oh, thanks for your name.